All right. Thanks everyone for joining us today for our expert interview series. I'm super excited to have Cody Burch on here. He's an absolute expert on a bunch of different things from digital marketing wise. And everyone, you're super happy to have him on here. It's going to be an awesome episode. So I met Cody last year at one point, not sure exactly how I met him exactly, but he had some different offers. I think it was talking about setting up ads and funnels and stuff, all that type of stuff that we like to really get into details with. And over the course of just going through some of his programs and stuff, I thought he's a really cool guy. He's got some really awesome insight, non-guru-y, where he's flashing Lamborghinis and all sorts of other stuff, but he's just straight to the point, direct, no fluff or anything, which is one thing that I thought was really important and super rare to find sometimes in this marketing world. So Cody recently has been doing a lot with mini-based courses, and I thought this was an awesome thing to be able to bring to you guys today because, like we've mentioned before, and some of the other stuff that I've been working on, is a mini course is a great way to build authority, credibility, and expertise amongst the crowd of people, and also provide a massive amount of value. And I know some of Cody's results that he's got were just crazy, the amount of reach that he got and the cost per leads and everything else. So I thought it'd be an amazing thing for him to come in and share some of these techniques with us. So thanks again for joining us, Cody, and just kick it off. Tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe do a little better intro than I did.
Hey, Brad, that was a good job, man. That was a good job. So yeah, thanks for having me. My name is Cody Burch. I live here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I've been doing digital marketing for a long time. I got turned on to that in about 2011. I was with a company. We were doing a lot of marketing, primarily offline marketing for a school program. So we would go speak at conferences, have people fill out interest cards, little index cards. We'd come back and we would keep the warm ones. We would call what we thought were the hot ones. And we would basically just throw the ones we didn't think were worthy of a phone call, just throw them on a trash pile. And at some point realized this is a big waste of time. We're flying all around the globe, speaking to people, getting their interest, having them raise their hand, asking for more information, and then just deciding that they weren't worth following up with. And that's when we found out about digital marketing and thought, oh, we can make an automated follow-up system with these people who weren't ready for a phone call. They weren't ready to buy right away, but they're definitely worth following up with. And so my favorite digital marketing company is a company called Digital Marketer in Austin, Texas. And I went to their conference in 2011, 2012, loved learning from them. And from there, that kind of changed the course of my role at that company to get really good at digital marketing, which completely blew up that company that we were with. It was growing really quick. And then I left all that to go out on my own in 2017 and start my own digital marketing agency, primarily focused on what you said, Brad, funnels and ads, helping people convert traffic into leads and those leads into customers using the power of the internet and making great offers, and what we're going to jump into today.
Awesome. I love it. So I know you've got a really great kind of setup with this mini course and you've got some really good results. So tell us maybe a little bit about that, how you sort of, figured out how to crack the code on it and why you kind of came up with the idea and some of the results.
And a lot of people in digital marketing are familiar with lead magnets, and I use all of them. And the way actually I've found ways to grow our list, there's about 15 different ways. And I don't know them all off the top of my head, but they're traditional checklists and cheat sheets and PDFs and ebooks. And there's types of things we can use to grow our email list so we can reach people that we feel called to serve with our products and services, and then sell them stuff, right? So just like we were doing at that last company, we would travel and speak, and then we literally had people physically raise their hand and say, I would like more information, and then we'd follow up with them. So a lead magnet or a list builder, obviously, is a way we do that on the internet. People are scrolling their news feed. For me, I just use Facebook and Instagram ads, and then they can raise their hand digitally and say, I would like more information about this. And a perfect example today, the day of this conversation, I put together a Google document last night while I was watching football. And it was just the audiences I use to set up when I run Facebook ad campaigns. I posted it to my social media and said, anybody want this? I knew they would. It was kind of you're really good at this too. It was a way to get a lot of engagement from my friends on Facebook that are into digital marketing. But now they raised their hand and said, yeah, I'd love to talk more about Facebook audiences. And now what's happening? Having conversations with them, I'm following up, I got them a result. And so that's an example of a PDF or checklist or cheat sheet kind of lead magnet. What we noticed though, is that's kind of an ineffective way to sell a mid-tier program. Every market's a little bit different, where it might be $1,000 program, you might have a $5,000 program or a $30 program or whatever. And a lead magnet, a PDF, a checklist is difficult to create that connection, demonstrate you can help them with their problems, and then invite them to work with you deeper. So we had to do something better. And about 3 years ago, kind of stumbled on by accident this idea of a mini course, where it was with one of my clients who I'm still running their ad campaign 3 years later. they sell about a $800 to $1,200 fitness product. And we were using mini courses to warm up the audience, to take total strangers, pluck them off of the internet and say, we will help you with this subject matter and we'll solve a problem for you related to this big, huge problem that our actual course solves. Let me say that a little more clearly. Their $1,000 course was like a 90-day transformation. It'll change your career. It's a big transformation, right? And so we thought, well, what's a little bit of transformation we can provide in a mini course, in a 3 to 5 day mini course? And our first ever mini courses that we ran with that client were just delivered via email. So we would pick a topic and say, give us your name and email address. And every day for 5 days, we'll email you a little bit of what you need to know as it relates to this subject matter. And at the end of that period, we had a open and close cart. We don't have to go into that, or we can, depending on where you want to go with this chat. Let's say cart opened on Monday. We would run let's just say, I'll pick a date, Monday, November 1st. I think Monday is actually November 2nd. We would run a mini course campaign for 3 to 5 weeks before that actual cart open. So now we're getting people transformation. They're opting in. We're helping them with their problems. We're building trust and empathy and authority where they can rely on us as a reliable source of information to help them with their problems. And then we would let them know through the mini course, hey, on this date, this thing is coming. We didn't hide the fact that there was an opportunity to give us $1,000. So on the thank you page, we'd mention it on their emails and the PS, don't forget, mark your calendar on this date, this thing's coming, and it'll really help you if you're interested in this subject matter. The max amount of transformation is happening on this date coming up in the future. And that gave us lists of people that we could sell our stuff to. So instead of people that downloaded the checklist, which is fine, but not a lot of transformation happens, not a lot of trust is built with the checklist, not a lot of authority is built with the checklist, but a course or a mini course delivered over 3 to 5 days via email or via videos. Over time, we've gotten more sophisticated. We don't have to be. My mini course I've been running since January. It's just screenshots. I don't even think I speak to camera once. And now if I were to reshoot it, I would, because more trust is built face to face. You can see my eyes, you can see my mouth, we can connect more visually with video. But I was just doing screen recordings of this specific subject matter of the number one question I was getting in my specific market, which is a great place that people can start as you're considering, well, what would my mini course be about? I usually recommend you start with the number one question that you get asked about all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And I think what you said earlier too, just to touch on is I find this a lot with health practitioners is they want to take a passive route. So they want to do like a report, and all of a sudden they think, well, got a report, people are going to download it. And most of the time, I would probably say 99% of the time, it's just going to sit in someone's inbox, and they're probably not even going to read it to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like the idea of a mini course, because people find so much satisfaction when they can start to close loops. So let me give you a non-health related example, then a health related example. My mini course is over 5 days. It's totally free, and it's how to set up your ad account. Forget the exact order, but it's, day 1, open up Business Manager. Day 2, make sure your fan page is ready to start running ads. Day 3, make sure you get your Facebook pixel downloaded and installed and saved. Day 4, set up some audiences. Day 5, let's write some ads, something like that, right? No cost for the course. I do make a low ticket offer once people opt in. I forget what it is. It's additional training. It's additional ways to get better results with that subject matter around Facebook ads. And at the end of that course, I invite them to my membership community, which helps people with their funnels and their Facebook ads. So for me, if I can pre-solve the problem of helping you get your ad account set up correctly, people now trust me more. They trust themselves more as the type of person that's able to get results with their marketing. Because a lot of us, like, how many times have we, started a new workout program or a new diet regimen or bought a new book that we thought would change our lives, and it just sits on the shelf and doesn't do anything? What that starts to tell ourselves is, I'm the kind of person that doesn't follow through on things. I'm the kind of person that invests in a course or a book or a regimen or a protocol and then doesn't go through with that. And that's bad. We don't want people to know that. And also, we don't want to be I don't want any part of that. If you say, yeah, that's that Cody guy, he sells me really confusing things I never finish and never implement, I don't like that guy anymore. Whether they say it consciously or subconsciously, I don't want to be a part of that. But a course or a mini course, they can opt in. In my case, they can opt in. They can get started right away. And I actually, for my course, I don't make them wait, because the videos are short, like 5 to 9 minutes. And at the bottom, it's like, hey, when you're done, click this button and go to the next part. And now click this button. So you can binge watch my entire course in, 24 minutes. By the time the course is done, though, your ad account is set up correctly. Finally, it's set up safely, so you won't get any compliance issues with Mark Zuckerberg. And so now we're starting to get results, and they go, okay, I have this new identity now. I'm the kind of person that finishes stuff. I just finished this course. They can go tell their spouse, honey, I just finished a course today. And they're like, good job, honey. What was it about? I was just, there's a couple videos, but my ad account set up correctly. I never had more confidence in myself because I got done. And so a checklist can't do that. You're right. People download checklists and lead magnets and 85-page PDFs and 32 video series, things, and they never finish it. My health practitioner example is a friend of mine. His name is Ray. He helps people. He's an online program, helps people with their thyroid. And he has a thyroid 101 course. And he helps people understand, what is a thyroid? How does it work? I don't know how it works. I'm not a health practitioner. But how does it work? How does it not work? What influences it? How do you make it better? And he has this little short course. It's a mini course. It's, I think, 5 days. It's maybe 10, 12-minute videos of him talking directly to a camera with a lot of authority. And he's a health professional. And it's awesome. And we talked the other day. He said he had, I don't know if I forget the numbers, and I don't know if I could even tell you, but it was thousands of people that have taken this course for like $1 or something. I don't even know what the price was. Like, wow, you got thousands of people that now understand what you do, how you do it, that you're worth learning from. At the end of his course, he's like, hey, if you want to chat about this for yourself, for your own health, now that you understand the thyroid, if you think it's holding you back, there's some labs, there's some testing, like book a call with me, whatever it is, and he can sell them his program. So it'll work in any niche, with any offer. If we can help solve a problem, build momentum, trust, and authority, it's like way more powerful than any other list builder, lead generator out there.
Love it. Yeah. And I think it's such a huge thing because, it's not really getting any easier from a digital marketing perspective because there's such a low barrier to entry, that everyone's doing it, and you see reports and cheat sheets and all of this stuff all the time. So I think, like what you said, of structuring it around like pre-solving a problem. So it's like, a lot of the times people can't even run ads because they're not set up properly to begin with. So you have to spend time doing that stuff anyways. You might as well make something that's super simple that they can do that almost like pre-qualifies them. And when they go through it, they're now prepared for you to actually help them. And you sort of brought them to the next stage of the next problem, so to speak. Well, I got this ad account. I got my pixel. I don't know how to run ads. So help me, Cody.
Right. And there's something to be said too there about as you're watching this and you're thinking, well, what would that be for me? I gave you one tip. I'll give you a second one. So my first tip was, what do you get asked about all the time? For me, it was Facebook pixels. What are they? What do I do with them? How do I find it? How do I use it? How do I make heads or tails of whatever a Facebook pixel is? My second one is, it's not a course. It's that checklist I said. I just put a Google Doc together and thought, I don't have time to make this professionally designed. It's like a 7-page Google Doc, but it's a checklist of different audiences. So not a mini course, but because I get asked all the time, what audiences do I set up? And so maybe I'll make that into a mini course. Maybe I'll host a whole event around great Facebook audiences, or make a whole product around Facebook audiences. But my first tip to people watching this, considering what to make their mini course about, is what do you get asked about all the time? The second thing is, what do you find yourself repeating all the time, which might be the same thing. Like, well, what the heck is a thyroid anyways? Okay, you got to watch this thyroid course. But here's a third tip that might be even more powerful than those first two. What do people need to know or do before you allow them to become a patient or become a client? So for me, if you want to hire me to run your Facebook ads, then I got sick of jumping into people's ad accounts and they were either not set up at all, or not set up correctly, or not set up in a way that they were compliant, or they didn't make any sense. And Brad, you've been running ads for a long time. A lot of people, they'll just put like ad one, and that's like the name of the campaign. I'm like, yeah. What is that even? What were you trying to do? What was the goal? What was the point of that? How do we know if it's working or not? What were the metrics? And then imagine that over 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 years, their ad account is nasty. It looks like some of those houses that people hoard garbage. You walk into the house, it's that, but in their ads manager. I thought, well, I'm sick of this. If you want to ever hire me and give me money, several thousands of dollars a month to run your Facebook ads, I'm going to make you take this course too. So don't even call me until you've taken this course, so I can know your ad account set up correctly. Like my friend Ray, before you ever hire him on thyroid stuff, I would assume he's always talking about thyroid. What is it? What isn't it? How's it influenced? What affects it? What metrics of success with healthy thyroid are we going to be tracking? And so he made a mini course. He said, I'm going to make them watch this first before they ever potentially even call my office or book a call with me. They have to know this stuff. So think about that. What do you get asked about all the time? And then what do people need to know or do before you'd ever allow them to become a patient? Does that start to give you some ideas, Brad, of what?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. And that's, pretty much lays it right down of, there's questions that we answer all the time. And I know as a health practitioner, I would get the same questions all the time. I would shoot like videos sometimes, just recording myself and sending it in emails before I really, had all this automations and all these other things set up. So, guys, if you're listening to this, there's questions that people are asking you, give them the work. And the ironic part is that if you even just shoot something on your cell phone, don't make it, crazy. If you just record these things, now all of a sudden you can package it and present it in a way that it's a lead magnet, and you're really creating inception with people and building your preeminence at the same time, as well as your list. And it's something you need to do anyway, so you might as well have them do it, and then you can actually get to work.
And I've found in some split testing that the idea of a course, is using that as the noun for your thing, is just sounds more desirable. People want, especially now, e-learning is exploding with everybody stuck at home and people learning more online. And to have a free course, it feels really generous on our end as the provider of that course. And compared to like, I don't know, a video training series or a webinar, on-demand class, a workshop, a virtual event, like those are all other nouns and ways you can describe transformation. And to be clear, I've done them all, no judgment. I'm a digital marketing guinea pig. I'll see a thing, go, ooh, I wonder how that works, and I'll go do it. I did a video series in April, and it was interesting. For me, it didn't work great. A video series, to be clear, is like a video comes out today, and then module 2 is released in 4 days, and then module 3 in 4 more days, and then you do Q&A in between and a Facebook group. Like, this is a lot of work. Like, it's not on demand. It's got several barriers to entry for people to understand what is a video series? What will I learn? Looks like I get a video every 4 days for 2 weeks, and then cart opens on a sale. And it was hard for me to keep momentum and engagement up. And people, to be clear, totally crush it with video series. Amy Porterfield, Stu McLaren, Jeff Walker, they crush it with video series. I just didn't find that to be true. I'd much rather you see my ads in your newsfeed at midnight or 3 a.m. or 6 a.m. or at the desk or on lunch break or at a stoplight or whatever, and opt in. And then whenever you're ready, if you're at a stoplight, that won't work, I guess, but opt in and then get started and then get done and look at the momentum you've made. It's kind of like when you go to a nice restaurant, which depending on what part of the world you live in, you're not able to do anymore. But I remember there's one of my favorite restaurants in Toronto is, I have forgotten the name. Can't think of the name. It was a Mexican. It was, I think it's called La Carnita. Is that a place? La Carnita?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a place. It's a Mexican food restaurant, like street tacos, street vibe, great food. And they don't have that kind of food here in my city, at least. And so we're there. We went upstairs I was with my wife, and they brought out like a little taster, like a little tiny taco. And it had all these crazy flavors. It was off the menu. I wouldn't have ordered anyways. And they just had compliments of the chef, right? So it's a amuse-bouche. It's an appetizer, right? And you pop it in and go, that was really good. I wonder how much better the paid stuff is going to be. Like the stuff that I ordered, the full meal, I wonder how good that's going to be. If the free stuff was that good that I didn't even ask for. And that's why I think a mini course shows up really generous. It gets people thinking, I've learned so much. I've gotten so many results in a super short amount of time. I wonder how good the paid stuff is. I wonder what it'd be like to be a client or have access to Brad or Cody or people that are watching this. What would that be like to be in their program? They gave this stuff away. This feels amazing. I remember when I told my friends about my course, I've meant to make it for like a year. I was at a mastermind in Breckenridge in January, and I told them about it. They said, hey, what's next? Like I said, I got to make this course. I keep putting it off. I got to go ahead and do it and film it. And they're like, cool. What are you going to sell it for? 300, 500? It sounds pretty valuable. And I said, I'm going to give it away. And that's what I think people should do with their mini course. I think it's better if it's free. This comes across as super generous and it's easy to explain. I have a free course on how to understand your thyroid, how to set up your ad account, how to build a funnel, how to create a lead magnet, that's my favorite subject matter or like structure for what's in a mini course is how to do something that that's so easy that you could do in your sleep. And I guarantee everybody watching this, you have something. You probably have 5 things or 10 things like, oh my gosh, I could make 5 mini courses. Go for it. Make one, promote it, help people get a result, and then make another one. I've made several, but I really just need one. And I've had thousands, like maybe over 3,000 people take my ads mini course, which has really put my business on the map. It's helped me have, reach more people. Now, when I promote stuff, I don't need to focus as much on cold ads. I can promote it to my list of people that have downloaded my ad stuff. Like I sent the email out today with that audience checklist. Who do you think the top segment of my list was that engaged with that new freebie? Those people that took this free ads course. I have thousands of people on my list that came to me for help and advice on Facebook ads. So the benefits are amazing. I'm trying to think of the drawbacks. That'd be more interesting. But let's brainstorm some drawbacks, Brad. What's the worst part of the mini course?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I haven't had much. And to give people context watching this, like one of the first things I did and where I would sort of start, if you've got a report already, kind of start there because you're really solving a problem. And really, what I did, and we got like, I would say 3 to 4 times more opt-ins and actually people converting just from taking the report. Yes, they get the report and just splitting it up into small little pieces. So we have overcoming low back pain. We have ending neck and shoulder pain. So I just took those reports. I literally filmed some videos. Well, I didn't film them. I had other practitioners do it since they're going to be working on them. But they would, they film it. We put it onto literally just ClickFunnels page. Super simple. And when someone opts in, now all of a sudden they're getting touch points every day. And what I started to see was people keep like the open rates are significantly higher than just the report where it's like, hey, did you get the report? Thanks for getting the report. So I would say if you have things already, like if you've got reports, you've got a webinar, you've got a workshop that you're doing, take those things and just take snippets of it and say like, listen, for us, I took the report, 7 ways to end back pain naturally without medications and so on. Took that report and basically just changed it and said, hey, here's, took 5 things. I said, here's 5 things, 5-day mini course where you get how to overcome low back pain at home. And it's literally like, we give them some basic stretches, like hip flexor stretch, stuff that's not amazingly crazy, but it's also not technical. And I think that goes into what you said earlier, instead of having like that, the video series seems too complicated. It's like, listen, this is easy. Do this hip flexor stretch. Use the lacrosse ball stretch here. Stretch the hamstring. Do these things. Oh, well, you're still feeling bad? Well, call. And we just had call to action. People would click the button and they would call us and ask questions or book in for treatment. So it's something, if you've already got already, don't overthink of it. Just literally just grab something that you've already got, record yourself talking about it, and promote it.
Yeah. And think through like whatever your core service is in your practice. And then what would be a great result you can get people in the beginning? Like the great example you just gave, Brad, it's a perfect example. If they need to make sure they're stretching, or if you're doing, I don't know, fitness stuff and think, well, they for sure have to hydrate and like sleep better. So it could be like a bedtime routine mini course. Another friend of mine, she's a yoga practitioner and she has an online yoga business, and she made a morning routine course. I forget, it was called the Joyful Morning Jumpstart or something like that. It was a 5-day course, and it was about like movement and hydration and affirmations. And it was awesome. It was a 5-day course of what you need to do before you hire her for her 12-week yoga program. You got to get your morning routine dialed in first. And so anybody that has any questions or comments, this is one of my favorite things to discuss. And so happy to brainstorm some ideas with people about what their mini course could be about. But I have a hunch that you already know. And I think Brad thinks that you already know what your mini course could be about as well. And it's better, I think about it this way. If you have, we just bought a camper, like a travel trailer, getting ready for Armageddon here with the world shut down. And when we bought the travel trailer, I've never owned one before. My family's never owned one. I have no clue what I'm doing. You could say in that way, I'm facing a little bit of fear and uncertainty. What the heck is this thing? How do I operate it? What did they give me? A 9-hour walkthrough. That's not true. Like a 2-hour walkthrough on the whole thing. And don't forget to do this and drain this thing and seal this thing and do this maintenance. And I was trying to take notes and I got really stressed out and forgot. And said, don't worry, it's all in here as well. And they dumped a 400-page instruction manual on me that is now living in the travel trailer. My point is, it was all kind of stressful. I've never towed anything before. I had a brand new truck, a brand new towing hitch rig system situation, and a new expensive trailer that I'm now expected to tow safely and take care of and not let it break and not let it flip over, all this stuff, right? Imagine if they were like, well, here's what they did. Here's a 400, 500-page manual on how to do all this stuff. And here's an overwhelming walkthrough of how to do it. And I'm like, oh, this is so stressful. Or if they said, hey, no problem. In 3 weeks at 9 p.m., we're going to do a webinar about trailer maintenance or whatever. Like, I'm in pain now. I need help now. I'm stressed out now. I'm fearful now. and I'm busy in 2 weeks and I don't want to wait 2 weeks. And why is it at 9 p.m.? Like I can't do that. We put all these barriers up in our business where we feel called to help people, especially in this group, like people that you're called to like heal people and make them feel better. And if we put all these barriers in the way of those people we feel called to help, of a 100-page report or a live webinar, and again, I hate to like disrespect specific tactics because they've all been used with great effectiveness. I just really like mini courses. It's on demand. It's short. It gets them quick results. They can watch it and get momentum. They don't have to sift through 100-page of white papers or 600 videos or all of the subject matter of your expertise. And it's that, I forget how Russell Brunson talks about it, but it's that we all have this experts like ignorance. Like that's the same thing with pixels, that unconscious competence, that like expert bias, whatever that is, where I'm like, pixels, everybody knows what that is. Everybody knows how to use it and make awesome retargeting audiences and how to save it so you know how to quickly access it, how to integrate it with Shopify, Kajabi, ClickFunnels, lead pages. Everybody knows that. That's kid stuff. My kids could do that. And the whole world is like, nah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. We all have that. A lot of you have gone to education for years and spent tons of money to get your certifications and your expertise. And so to you, it's second nature. Like everybody knows the stretching routine to relieve low back pain. It's obvious. I learned that day one in Chiro school. Like I know how to do that. Well, nobody else knows how to do that. That's you. That's your unconscious competence of something you're really good at, that second nature that would help a ton of people. Quick result, quick win. And I'll give you something else to think about as well. What's the most interesting first step or the most exciting first step that you could do, that you could help people with? So the first step in relieving low back pain, it might be buying orthopedic shoes. Or you're gonna be like, that's really boring though. They got to buy shoes. They don't look that cool. It's not going to get people really excited. But if you can get them quick relief, quick result, this one simple stretch, this 4-minute routine, this, whatever, this pill or this amount of water before bed or whatever this little trick is. And they go, that's right. It's working. I'm getting momentum. I'm making progress. And Brad helped me and I'm feeling better. And I can't wait to see what's next. So I know I went on I listened to the Kanye West, Joe Rogan interview. It's 3.5 hours long. And Kanye was calling them symphonies. He's like, all these ideas, they come all at once. It's like a symphony of ideas. So I feel like I just had a small symphony with you, Brad, but I'm excited about the chance for people to demonstrate their expertise via a mini course so they can help people that they feel called to help and heal them and make them feel better. For sure. And, and that's the thing too, I think like maybe get into a bit of the structure about like, well, cool, I've got this idea. I got how to solve low back pain, improve thyroid function, lose body fat, how to treat themselves at home. They're in their own massage techniques. Like, how do we take this stuff and actually plan it out, and where do we put it so that people can access it? Yeah. So what I do, I use a tool called ClickFunnels. You can use any tool like this on the internet. The few that I've seen set up or set up for other people, for clients, for people in my coaching programs, they've all used ClickFunnels as well. So simple landing pages. If you're good at WordPress or good at lead pages or good at Kajabi or good at whatever technology you use, Frank Kern calls them website thingies. You need a website thingy, like a way to put something on the internet. You could also go super simple, super lo-fi, like my clients in the beginning, where it was just delivered via email. So you need some way to send email, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Infusionsoft, whatever. So if you at least have a way to disseminate information to people via email, you're golden.
Carrier pigeons?
Carrier pigeons would be fine. Fax machines, if you have access to their fax machine, just fax them something every morning. I think that on the landing page builder thingy, you just need a way to put something on the internet. So a way that they can opt in and join your email list. So here's how I do it. Here's the mechanics of it. People opt in. On the thank you page, I make a low ticket offer. It's like $7 or something, and it offsets my ad cost. So I'm getting people to opt in for about $2, but a certain percent of people buy it. It's not profitable. I don't make, $2, but I make back like 80 cents on the dollar I spend or something like that. So it's costing me $1.20, $1.40 net to get somebody on my list. But I think if I've never made a second offer, by the way. It's always been $7. I've never even tested 17 or 27 or 47 or 97 or whatever. It's just a simple thing I put up and I haven't looked at it, kind of a set it and forget it situation. So maybe I have
clarify that quick. Sorry. Maybe just clarify that quick. So people kind of understand what an upsell sort of is and like what would you put? So like I gave you the free back pain course, like, I guess context wise, we'll sort of answer like what we might do is we might have, hey, you can get a call with us or something like we can get an appointment or whatever it is, like consultation.
Yeah, I work with a lot of people in the health space, and they have some kind of a protocol, a regimen, a routine, even maybe some kind of workout guide or some kind of stretching technique. So if it's a relief low back pain mini course, that's 5 videos of you teaching them what to do. Maybe they also download their, I don't know. I mean, it could be a protocol, a nutrition protocol that goes along with that. That's $7 or $17, just a low price situation that'll help them accelerate their results. So you'll show them in your mini course. For me, I'll show them how to set up their ad account. My low ticket offer is something like, it's like I put a bunch of stuff and I try to make it a no brainer. It's like my ad writing template, my audience tracker spreadsheet, and something else. So it's assets that will help them as they now grow their Facebook advertising business. So I know they want to set up their ad account or at least set it up better. And so I'm thinking, what else would make that better? It's like, I like restaurants. I wish we could go to more nice restaurants, but imagine they just brought you out a plate and a steak and that's it. And if you're vegan, like a mushroom steak or whatever vegan people eat, right? And if you say, hey, could I have a knife and a fork? Like I want something else with this. I would also like a glass of Merlot to go with this steak. And also while you're at it, can you bring me like some, I don't know, a piece of bread or some rolls? Like what would go together with this meal that we're making for people with our mini course? So if the mini course is the main dish, what else might they like? What else would make that better or more delicious or more helpful? So if you send them the back pain protocol, maybe it's a list of all natural supplements you think will help them better. And they can buy that supplement from you, or some people have white label supplements, I know. Maybe it's a nutrition protocol that goes with that, or maybe it's a 30-day thyroid reset nutrition protocol thingy, or I don't know, something like that you could sell them that would accelerate their results and go nicely with the main thing that you're doing. I've seen people, I had a guy, I didn't buy it. I just saw an ad. I don't know the guy. He had a 30-day course. He's like, every day I'll send you a video around Facebook ads or something. And then his upsell, once you opted in, was do you want all the videos right now plus these bonuses? And it was like, $27 or something. It's like, that's kind of clever. Like he accelerated the window where you'd learn something plus a bunch of other bonuses. So lots of ideas for low ticket upsells. And again, the goal being to offset some of your advertising spend and accelerate their results. And then also there's a fundamental difference in somebody who's on your email list and somebody who's pulled out their credit card or PayPal to work with you. So they become a customer. There's some thing that shifts in the universe, and they're more likely to hire you for your next program. So there's a lot of psychology around those low ticket offers. To be clear, you don't have to do that. A lot of people I work with in my communities and coaching programs, they can't think of something that would make sense, or the technology feels kind of overwhelming. And now you have to manage a payment system and an upsell system and a product delivery system. And they just don't want to mess with it. So they just do a free opt-in. And then the thank you page is, well, you're in now, click here to get started, click here to send the first lesson or see video 1. So if you want to be more simple, then just do it that way. And then for me, I've got 5 landing pages, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And then day 5 invites them to the next step that says, hey, if you'd like more results or more support and don't want to do this scary marketing thing alone, then you should join my membership community, which is called the FAM, which stands for Funnels and Ads Mastery. So that's how my course goes. Let's just maybe remove the sales part for a second to be really clear and simple and plain. They opt in. The thank you page says you're in. Check your email for instructions, and here's what you can do next. And then click here to see lesson 1 and get started. And then to be clear, you're seeding your next offer on the lesson pages. So for me, that might mean I'll throw a testimonial on of somebody in my community that's getting a great result with the next step. Or if you have in your business before and after photos or client testimonials or client stories below your content video, then that can be really useful as well. I love keeping people focused. So I don't put a bunch of links on these pages. I literally want them to watch the video, consume the video, implement what they learned in the video. When they're done, click the button to go to the next lesson. So I'm not like, subscribe to the podcast and check me out on YouTube and follow me on Instagram and look at this other thing I've got. Stay focused, get through the course. But I'm not very good at the subconscious stuff, I don't think, but I do have testimonials and success stories. And honestly, it's probably the same pictures. I just pasted on each funnel page that are just seeding the idea. There's more here. If you just met me, there's more here. with my free course. So that really is it. And then whatever your handoff is, I'm a big football fan here. And so whatever that handoff is, from when the quarterback snaps the ball and they assess what's going on, then they hand it off to the running back and the running back runs. That handoff is between your mini course and your next thing. So your handoff very well could be like, for my friend Ray, it's a phone call. And whenever you're ready, click here to book a phone call with me to discuss what this course content means for you and your life and your health goals, et cetera. My handoff is click here to, I think it's just to a sales page, click here to buy this thing. If you like this, here's what to do next. Here's how to accelerate your results. Here's how to get more support. Here's how to do the next thing. And that's how it's set up. So opt-in page, thank you page, lesson pages, and then the handoff to whatever the next step is in your sales process.
Cool. Yeah, I love that. That's just keeping it simple. And I remember just like when I was kind of going through it, just keep it simple. Think of like, what is it that I can, what is the problem? One problem. And I think you kind of touched on that too, like one problem, one offer. So like one step at a time. And, I know Nick Kuzmich goes on a lot about like, sequential thinking. It's like the ad, your image is supposed to stop people. Then your copy is supposed to get them to click. And then once they've clicked, then they go to the landing page. And it's like, instead of just thinking person comes in, buys my stuff. It's like, it doesn't go like that. And I always teach like people with patience. Yeah, people are booking, but like, what is the actual order that needs to be there and making sure that we're moving them along? And this is just another form of lead magnet that gets better quality leads and creates that sort of preeminence. So are there any like kind of secret tips or anything that you found that worked really well, or anything that, ninja tactics or anything for those who are a little more tech savvy?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to up level your experience, then adding that low ticket offer to offset your ad spend is really useful. And again, I wish every time I have these chats, I always think, why didn't I make more offers? Like I need to make that $7 offer, either maybe change a different price point, add an order bump to increase order value, and then maybe even add a one-click upsell on the thank you page, because I have other ad related products. I have an ad membership site. I have a course called 1 Hour Ads. I have this, an ad workshops, ad trainings, things like that. I have a bunch of Facebook templates and funnel templates and things. So I have all these assets that I don't need 9 upsells, but the next thing I would test is just a different price point. That's the easiest thing. I had a course I was selling like this on a thank you page of somebody opting in for something, and I think it was $19. And I was talking with a friend. He said, that sounds so cheap. It seems worthless. It's like, cool. So I made it $80. So not a huge jump. I mean, it's a 4X jump, but it wasn't $800. And I sold way more of it at $79. That's the only thing I changed. I just changed the price. I just made it more expensive, which made it feel more worthy, where some people were like, if it's just $20, it can't be that good. So adding those low ticket offers can help offset your ad spend. And then you grow your email list and your subscriber base for free or for a profit. So forget ever selling them on to your practice or to a phone call or to a webinar or to, a 12-week protocol or training program or coaching program. If you're making money, and I mean, you'll still have that, like still do that. But if you could look at your ads each week and say, well, what happened this week? Well, I spent $500 or $1,000. Let's just say I spent $1,000 and I made $1,005. You're like, wow, I just grew my list by, whatever your numbers are. Let's say you get $5 leads. That means you got 200 new people on your list and you made $5. That's crazy. That's not how advertising is supposed to work. You're supposed to pay for ads and go in the hole. You're supposed to pay for sponsorship spots and pay for news media and pay for print ads and pay for mailers and pay for all these other advertising things. But it really starts to get exciting when you realize I am profitably growing my email list. So if you're ready to do that stuff, that's some cool next level strategy on the financial side. And then to repeat what you said, Brad, or to reiterate that, the idea of being really focused with what your course can do. I remember I was at the Funnel Hacking Conference, which is a conference put on by ClickFunnels. Maybe that was the last one ever. We'll see if live events come back in a big way. It was in Nashville. It was in January. And a friend of mine saw that I was in Nashville. She lives in Nashville and said, hey, what are you doing in Nashville? Or she said she was at that hotel and she saw all these funnel posters. And she's like, what's a funnel? And she's not an entrepreneur. And I just exploded in Facebook Messenger with excitement because I was at the conference like, oh, a funnel is this cool thing. It's super exciting. It's this way to take strangers and turn them into leads, and turn them into customers, and to send them and have a return path. And then they can become on and on and on and on. And you know what she replied back? She didn't reply back. I didn't hear anything from her. She's kind of a friend from college, and she's like, okay, I don't know what got into this guy, but I don't want to talk to him anymore. He sounds like a freak. And I think that we all can do that with our expertise. My friend Ray, he didn't do this to me, but if I was like, Ray, what's up with your thyroid? He could have been like, blah, 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 blah. Here's all the things about the thyroid. Here's how it's affected. Here's the science behind it. Here's a bunch of words you don't understand. Here's a bunch of Latin phrases that I learned in college and medical school and all this stuff. I'd be like, okay. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the weather or football or whatever. So be focused, help people get a quick result, get a quick win. And then people get really excited by what they can implement. So make sure your mini course is short and sweet. Your videos should be short. They shouldn't be long. Short typically for me means like 5 to 7 minutes. For you, it might mean 10 or 12 or 17 or whatever, but like try to keep under 20 minutes. It's really hard to implement when you, when the videos are really long and really drawn out. So that's my ninja tactics. If you're tech savvy and you have your online sales stuff dialed in, sell them something. If you're not tech savvy, make sure that you give them a focused delivery of a result that they'll finish. And you should celebrate when they finish and look through and see, you know, hey, I had 3,000 opt-ins and I had 2,400 hit the day 5 lesson page. I am winning. They are finishing this very short course that I put together, you know?
Yeah. And I think that it's important also to, you know, I always like, you know, refer to like the fortune and the follow-up, and like, you know, people say I'm the king of follow-ups, and I'm just like politely persistent, and I'll have people a year later come back and buy stuff. But it's like, that's part of it too, is you're getting good quality people that you can now make more offers to. If you've got your email sequences dialed in, you're able to follow up with people. And not like, you know, in the beginning where we just delete people out. It's like, listen, we've actually built an asset. So if we spent $1,000 and got 200 opt-ins, let's say, and let's say not even one person bought, well, chances are that if you make more offers to these people, they're probably going to buy something at one point. I mean, generally out of 1,000 or 200 people, you probably would get someone to buy. But like, if no one did catastrophically, you've now got a list of people. And in the example you gave, like if 30% of them, 60% of them went through that 5 days, I almost guarantee if you had some campaign that was targeted towards them and saying, hey, you completed the course, that's amazing, next step is to book your call, I almost guarantee people are going to take advantage of that, or using a spear-based email or some of those other things as well. So just make sure to touch base with that, because sometimes people will think, well, you know, I didn't get anything. And health practitioners often are like, the amount of people I've talked to who just put leads into the round file, if they don't get in touch with them after 1 or 2 calls is crazy. You're not seeing that being in digital marketing world, but it's very common, especially for certain practitioners and whatnot.
Yeah. And I put my mini course at the end of other funnels. So if I have, for example, I have a free book that's called 1 Hour Ads. It's how to help people set up a conversion ad campaign in an hour or less. But if you're on that page, the exit intent, like if you go to leave that page and don't opt in, it says, wait, don't leave empty handed, grab this free course. And that generates a ton of leads as well. So just saying I have a free course, the conversations it allows me to have and the doors that it opens up in different communities that I'm a part of, different people that I seek to serve, saying I have a free ads course, because I'll go in a Facebook group and see entrepreneurs saying ad account over my head, stressful. What do I do? Hey, I've actually got a free course on how to set up your ad account. Would you like the link? Yeah, of course. Then they're opted in, then I'm able to grow my list that way in a really authentic, genuine, and generous feeling way. I've got some of these pages pulled up, Brad. You mind if I share my screen and we can just show people to really just demystify what the heck we're talking about here?
Yeah, you should be able to share there.
Let's give it a shot. All right. So this is my free ads course. If this would help you, then you can go to onehourfunnel.com/ads course. You can ignore this appendage that ClickFunnels mysteriously puts on at the end, but it's onehourfunnel.com/.
I'll post it in the comment section below.
Okay, cool. So I'm not super creative with naming things, but this is a free 5-day course called How to Actually Set Up Your Ad Account. You'll learn how to set up your ad account correctly. The course combines my years of experience in the ads manager working in hundreds of ad accounts, so you never have to worry if your ad account is set up the right way again. So in my first lesson, what you'll find inside: business manager, pixel, campaign architecture, and common mistakes to avoid. Quick little bio, and then I'm starting to seed some of the some of these clients that just say, "Hey, I like working with you, member of the fam." I got the fam logo down here, which is my next offer for people. So whenever they click "Send my first lesson," then it pulls up the name and email address, and they can opt in for the course. This is that upgrade page, which has a video of me without a beard from earlier this year. And it thanks them for being registered for the course. The link to the first lesson will arrive soon. In the meantime, watch this short video. And yeah, they get 3 advanced trainings plus my top winning ad template plus an audience workbook for just $7. So here's what you get. It's the bullet points here, fully backed by a guarantee. And believe me, I have had, I think just one person said, I want my money back. It's like, really, $7? Okay, that's fine. I did say you'd get your money back if you are not happy. So then they type in their info. There's no order bump and there's nothing after this. So this is people that have just said nice things about me in the world of Facebook ads. And when they click the button, it scrolls back to the page here. And I built this in ClickFunnels. So that's what an order page could look like if that was over your head and you want to mess with that. Here's all the lesson pages look like, and they all look the exact same. This particular page has 3 different videos. Step 1, set up your business manager. It's a 1-minute video. Step 2, add or create pages and ad accounts, which is a 2-minute video. Step 3, create your Facebook pixel, which is a 3-minute video, 2.5, 3-minute video. Welcome to lesson 1. Here's what you'll learn. Here's the bullet points of what you'll learn. Whenever you've completed the steps in the video, click the button below to continue to the next lesson. Wait, only click if you've done steps previous. And then the same footer of people saying nice things about me. So then I'm not going to click on every page, but there's this navigation at the bottom that just loads the next page, Facebook-course-lesson 2. And then this video is 6.5 minutes. It's how to optimize your fan page. And here's what you'll learn. You can go back or you can go forward. And so I just walk them through really quickly what they're going to learn. Now, my hook for this, I love trying to think of unique hooks. My wife needed her ad account set up for her business. She has an event production business. And that's why we would always go to Toronto like 9 times a year. And so I just went into her, I said, give me your laptop. I'll set it up for you. And I recorded my screen on her laptop. I used her laptop because Facebook's weird with IP addresses and business managers and stuff like that. So I didn't want to set up her business manager on my laptop with my ad account. I wanted to start fresh from her Facebook profile. Anyways, I did that. That's the hook. So I had to make a business manager from scratch, and I recorded my screen and made it a free mini course. It's kind of a cool hook. It's easy to understand. So I'm not talking in theory. I'm literally going to business.facebook.com for the first time on her laptop and recording my screen. So kind of a cool hook. I made this page, Funnels for Humans. I made it from scratch. It's kind of a dummy page. There's nothing on there happening, but people are getting to see, it's not like the theory of Facebook ad account setup. It's like actually how to do it, how to understand Facebook pixel, how to set it up, how to install it, how to understand analytics. 3.5 minute video, an 8-minute video here with Facebook standard events, kind of a longer lesson there, but that is it. And that's how it's set up. That's the website builder thingy on the back end and what it looks like. Hope that's helpful for your imagination as you go through. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Cool. That was just a video and a button. I can do that. Heck yeah, you can. And just film yourself like right here. I'm in my home office here in my basement in Colorado. I've got a couple of like $30 lights on me right now. I could easily talk right to this webcam that came with my laptop and record a really valuable course. And that's it. Super short videos, easy to do. No professional production, no editing. You don't even have to wear actual pants. You can wear sweatpants if you want, and you just teach and you just be helpful and you show up as your normal, authentic self. If you want to be more authoritative, like my friend, Dr. Ray, he did it in his office. He has a brick and mortar health practice in the Northeast, somewhere in the US. And he was in his office, looks very professional, but not rigid. He was himself. He talks like he talks. He was using colloquial language, and just like he would with his patients when they come into his clinic, that's how he was talking. So it was awesome. No production, no editing. He might have clipped off the front and the end of his video, but looking back, I watched those videos. I'm not sure that he did. You can even see, when they click the finger, they see the finger. They're like, all right, hey, my name's Cody and lesson 1 is this. I think even he might have had a few of those as he's pressing record on his phone before he went. And it's awesome. And like I said, thousands of people have taken it. His business is completely exploding. I take full credit for the mini course idea in his business. Which isn't probably fair on my end, but it's really cool to see. And I would encourage everybody to start to put one together.
For sure. I really appreciate you coming on and, going over everything. So how can people learn more about you? If they need help and this is kind of over their head, they want some help guiding them through, like what's their next step?
Yeah, I think if you just want to go to codyburch.com, that's where all of my resources are. I've got lots of free things like this. As I mentioned before, I've done all of the lead generators possible. I've got books on funnels. I've got books on ads that are quick downloads. I've got this mini course on setting up your ad account. I've got lots of different ways I can help you with your marketing. So depending on what you need, I'm here to help. got done with you options, done for you options, communities, coaching, lots of different ways, but all around helping people grow their business and reach the people they feel called to serve with the power of the internet and the power of sales funnels like this and the power of list building and running Facebook and Instagram ads. It's why I wake up every day.
Awesome. I love the passion. Anything else before we sign off? Words of wisdom, last words.
I would say you're going to face resistance, capital R resistance. And right when you think like something's up that day, like I didn't like the gray hoodie I was wearing, I wore the wrong one, or my beard didn't look good that day. I was going to film my course, but I didn't, or my chair was kind of comfy, or I had soda for lunch. And so I felt like a little bit, I remember one of my clients said she couldn't film a video because she had gluten that week and she felt like her face was kind of puffy. And I was like, all right, well, in the meantime, while you're not doing that because you had a carbonated drink for lunch, you're not helping anybody. And so I think about that a lot, like the velocity of how quickly we can help people. And so keep that in mind. I think you have your ideas for your business for a reason. And by you keeping them to yourself is selfish. And so you saying my hoodie's weird, my beard is weird, my hair didn't look right, my whatever, you're not helping people that need your help. And so get out of your own way, overcome the big R resistance, film it with your phone, publish it, to YouTube, which is free, make it unlisted so people can't find it, put it on a ClickFunnels page or a lead pages page, and just do it. I haven't touched this. I haven't changed it. I'm looking at it now like I should probably change that. That's not, whatever, better offer, different offer. That page doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. I did it and I helped thousands and thousands of people with their marketing because I got out of my own way and got it launched. And so don't let resistance keep you down. Go out and publish it.
Love it. Thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Good luck.
No problem.